Now, today's speaker has a lot to say about the value of a small women's college because she's the graduate of one. It's my great pleasure to introduce Superior Court Judge Verda Colvin, who is here today with her mother, Geneva Britton, her daughter, Taylor Colvin, and the third one did not come, but we welcome you all. Let me tell you a little bit about Judge Colvin. Judge Colvin grew up in a single-parent home, never realizing what she didn't have, and refusing to let her circumstances define who she was. Judge Colvin was raised by a mother who believed there was nothing she could not do if she put her mind to it. She's the first person in her family to go to college, and after graduating from Sweetbriar College in Virginia, she went on to earn her law degree at the University of Georgia. Immediately after graduation, she joined a Charlotte, North Carolina law firm, later served as assistant district attorney in Clayton County, Georgia, assistant general counsel at Clark Atlanta University, and assistant United States attorney for the Middle District of Georgia. In 2014, Governor Nathan Deal appointed Judge Colvin as Superior Court Judge in the Macon Judicial Circuit. Judge Colvin is committed to service, professionally and personally. She was honored by Leadership Macon as the Robert F. Hatcher Distinguished Alumni Award as a community leader. And what a leader she is. She serves on several local and state judicial and criminal justice committees and is a member of several organizations and boards, including Rotary, the Boys and Girls Club, and the Fuller Center. In fact, some of you may remember that she led the Road Warriors for our recent Wow-A-Day partnership with the Fuller Center. And somehow she finds time to be a Girl Scout leader, a children and youth leader, a women's ministry leader, and a Sunday school teacher. But she describes her most important leadership role as that of mother to two children who are being groomed to serve as she has served. A self-described tough judge, Judge Colvin is famous for bringing the teens who appear in her court to tears, literally famous. 2 years ago, unbeknownst to the judge, a Bibb County Sheriff's officer videotaped an 8-minute message she delivered to a group of teens in her courtroom and placed it on Bibb County Sheriff's Office Facebook page. Well, it went viral and within 2 weeks had thousands of views. In the video, Judge Colvin tells the teens, whether anyone has ever told you before, you're special, you're uniquely made, be somebody. It doesn't take anything to be nothing. Nobody else can do what you are supposed to do in this world. One of our graduates experienced such wisdom and compassion many times this year through an experience with Judge Colvin, right, Diana? And now we all have the distinct honor to hear her words of wisdom ourselves. Judge Verda Colvin.
Thank you so much. Good morning. I'm happy to be here with each of you as I celebrate this morning the 118 graduates of Wesleyan College. I would be remiss if I didn't take a moment to thank Dr. Fowler for inviting me to be your speaker on this occasion. I told her before I came in, as I told someone else, I hope I don't get emotional today. I'm a graduate from a women's college, and I know the power that you gain by going to a women's college. And so because of that, I ordered my daughter that she had to attend today to see and witness and feel the power in this room. Additionally, I'd like to thank Mrs. Holloway, the phenomenal assistant to the president. She is outstanding. She did everything and more to ensure that I was on point today. And so wherever she is right now, looking on video, thank you so much for your kindness. Graduating women of Wesleyan College, the class of 2018, today marks a new dawn, a new day. Each of you are the reasons why this is so. There are several things, 3 to be exact, that I want you to remember as you leave these hallowed grounds, this institution known as Wesleyan College. First, you are literally among the most prepared graduates of 2018. It was last reported in 2015 that only 1% of all women attend colleges that are designed exclusively for women. However, this 1% is the elite among women. You are uniquely destined for success in so many unconventional ways. It is a fact that colleges such as Wesleyan that are designed and orchestrated to educate women attracts the very competitive and driven student. This stimulating community in which you have immersed yourselves for the past 4 years, and some even longer, I understand, is a model of racial, ethnic, and socioeconomic inclusion and success. Your class includes students from 6 different countries and states as far away as Delaware, Hawaii, and California. Each of you have succeeded because you made the decision to engulf yourselves in an environment that produces more female graduates with majors in math or the sciences than co-ed institutions. You selected a haven that has provided you the opportunity to develop your minds to compete globally. In fact, women's colleges enroll a more diverse population of students than any of the comparison institutions. Wesleyan College is no exception. As a result of your matriculation through Wesleyan, the first college in the world chartered to grant degrees to women, you have gained unparalleled self-awareness. You have learned to value your intelligence. You have found your voice, and I am sure you have used that voice to amplify your opinions. You know that your needs matter and that you are empowered to create a phenomenal future for yourself and for our world. Your liberal arts education is the reason why you will become the next generation of successful leaders. That is because a liberal arts education enables you to think broadly, and it provides you the tools to continue being a thinker throughout your lives. You will find in years to come that your choice to attend an institution committed and focused on empowering women to take the challenges of this troubled world will be one of the best decisions you ever made. It has been for me. It's a new dawn. It's a new day because you, the class of 2018, are leaving these grounds and entering a world that desperately needs women to lean in. You're needed to push our society to rise to the creeds and principles entwined in the universal moral code, which guides who we are as beings living a human experience. Wesleyan prepares women who will lead this charge, and because of that, it is a new dawn. It is a new day. Secondly, never allow fear to suffocate your dreams. Dream and then do. Wesleyan women are expected to think and explore, to dream big. There is a calling on each of your lives. That calling is as different for those of you who will be attending graduate programs as it is for those of you who will be starting your career. Each of you will find your own path. It has been said that doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. Did you hear what I said? Doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. You must know and believe down to your core the first point that I made, namely that you are literally among the most prepared graduates in this class of 2018. Having matured in an environment that nurtured you and embraced the uniqueness of you as women, please know that all that you envision, you can indeed achieve. Don't ever settle for a job. Seek a passion. Pursue your respective disciplines with a fierce sense of urgency. Always remember, your career is what you're paid for. Your calling is what you're made for. That's a quote I created. Remember this too. Work for a cause and not for applause. Live life to express and not to impress. There's a difference. To do this, you must put purpose to your dream by benefiting others. If your focus is only on you and yours, you negate all that Wesleyan has invested in you as women. Our country suffers. Women currently constitute 50.6% of the United States population. However, there is still a 20% pay gap between women and men, and the gap is not expected to dissipate until 2119. If you are not one of the 66 graduates in the STEM fields, let me do the math. That's 101 years before pay parity is to be achieved. You must lean in. Each of you must lean in to achieve your dreams because there is a sense of urgency. 1 in 5 children live in poverty in these our United States, the world's largest economy. Women hold 52% of all professional level jobs, but only 15% of executive offices. And only 5% of Fortune 500 CEOs are women. Only 19% of those in Congress are women. Women hold only about 24% of STEM jobs. Even in the field of education, we must make strides. While women make up 76% of teachers, less than 25% of superintendents are women. These are just a few of the reasons, just a few, why fear can never be allowed to suffocate your dreams. Our world needs you. When you work to empower women, you inevitably empower the men in your life, the men and the boys of this world. You must lean in to move the world closer to where it should be. Don't look at what is, envision what can be, and take all the intellect, skills, and confidence you have gained at Wesleyan and make it so. You have experienced an environment here at Wesleyan where you were never told that you could not do something because it was too hard. Leave these sacred grounds today, vowing that you will never allow the naysayers to cloud your vision. Go through all the no's, all the closed doors to get to the open windows, to those crack openings to fulfill your dreams. Never give in to no. If not you, Wesleyan class of 2018, then who? Who will be the driving force to ensure that our society, our country, and our world persist in upholding the highest truths of democracy? It's a new dawn. It's a new day. And you, the Wesleyan women of 2018, must vow to say yes to your dreams. Those dreams that will produce a future in which the fundamental principles of our democracy are enhanced, rather than degraded to meaningless verbiage. Third, find joy in your life and in your work. As important as it is to remember that you are the most prepared graduates of 2018, and that you will never allow anyone or anything to suffocate your dreams, you must find joy in all that you do, both in your personal life and in your work. It is reported that the average person will spend 90,000 hours at work over a lifetime. 90,000 hours. It matters how you spend your life. Unless you are independently wealthy, a large portion of your day will be spent in your respective careers. It is vital to your emotional well-being, your spiritual renewal, and physical health to enjoy what you do. I mentioned passion earlier, because if you can be passionate about your career, the work that you will do for those 90,000 hours of your life, then you will find joy in spending a third of your life doing that work. Spending a third of your life working demands that you find some joy in your work so that the rest of your life doesn't suffer. August 2017, the Gallup's World Poll found in a survey of 200 countries that 85% of employees hate their jobs. Forbes magazine reported that work is more often a source of frustration than fulfillment for nearly 90% of the world's workers. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. As a result of obtaining your degrees today, you have already enhanced your career satisfaction. Pew Research reported that in 2016, 60% of those with a bachelor's degree report that their work gives them satisfaction. You're already halfway there. I challenge each of you to find joy in whatever discipline you choose. Joy is that emotional fulfillment that comes from within and exudes without. It is not based on momentary highs of excitement, but instead on those basic tenets that makes one's life well-lived. And please listen to these basic tenets: something to do, something to give, and someone to love. Those are the emotional components that make a life of joy. Whether you follow the path of the Buddha, the example of Jesus Christ, the supreme spirit known as Brahman, have a belief in one omnipotent God, or understand God to be infinite love, you must keep those spiritual guides at the forefront of your life, at work and at play. Remember, even as you're defining yourselves professionally, cultivating a personal life is an important part of being joyful. Cultivate and cherish your personal relationships with family and friends. Even though we know once you leave these doors today, you will never ask your parents for money again. Can you tell I'm a mother of a recent graduate? Take time to come to know your parents in a mature way as you explore life more fully. They will always be your strongest supporters. Cherish your friends, as life's experience will ultimately show you that having even a few is very precious and rare. Dare to find joy and make peace with who you are, where you are in your life, and why you are here in this space and time on earth. When you make peace in this way, you will ultimately find joy. Wesleyans before you have recognized the value of being educated here at this fine institution. They have accomplished dreams that they had as they sat in the same place as you, and in doing so found joy. Some of them include Sarah Lynn Collins. She's pursued her passion to provide local farm-to-table food in her restaurant, Grow. And in the process, she gives back by giving those who have faltered in their lives employment, which enables them to be productive citizens. Amy Fletcher, a Wesleyan board member, is a CPA and an attorney with Martin Snow. One of my friends says she's an overachiever. Your very own Virginia Bowman Wilcox is an associate professor of education. Cindy Busby serves as the assistant vice president of corporate communications and business development with Novison Health. Finally, just another example for last, but also, woohoo, Phaedra Parks, an attorney and former star of Atlanta Housewives. Your alumni have vast experiences, and they're making differences locally and globally. Women colleges designed exclusively for them can make a difference in the world. I'm going to leave you with this last point to let you know that I'm not telling you something because I happen to be the commencement speaker. I didn't ask my daughter to come here to hear me speak. Typically, she never goes with me to hear me say anything. The only thing she has ever heard is that video that went viral, and she heard it because her friends told her about it. But I want to share, I want you all to know that what I've said to you today, I mean from the bottom of my core, every single thing I've said. And let me end by sharing this illustration. There were two women from two different worlds, both from Georgia. One from the affluent side of town, which she wouldn't categorize as such, but it was Dunwoody, Georgia, back in the 80s. The other from Southwest Atlanta. Both of them attended public high schools that looked very differently. One was filled with minorities, the other one were majority students. Unbeknownst to each other, they went to the same college. They were exposed to a well-rounded education, which demanded an understanding of many perspectives, much like you have to do here. They happened to share a class together, government. And in that class, they met each other and found out they were both from Georgia. So at that point, they became road hogs. So every occasion they had to go home for a break, they would ride together. The young lady from Dunwoody had a Volkswagen with a convertible top. And as they would drive down the highways going back to Georgia, many times it would break down. They're a college student, who cares? So they would call her dad, who would in turn come wherever the car broke down to pick them up. So that's how they became friends. They continued their studies, ultimately graduated, neither really giving much value or knowing the impact of the institution they attended. They went their separate ways, going different routes. One became the first female partner in a law firm in Columbus, Georgia, and she is now serving her second term as the first woman to serve as mayor of the city of Columbus with more than 200,000 residents. The other one became a proficient prosecutor, going from state to federal prosecution after working for a civil rights law firm in North Carolina. She became the second woman and the first African-American woman to sit as a Superior Court judge in Macon-Bibb County. The mayor of Columbus is Teresa Pike Tomlinson, and the Superior Court judge is none other than myself, Verda Colvin, standing before you today, graduates of a woman's college, Sweetbriar College to be exact. This is just one of million illustrations of what women's colleges do for women. And when I first went to one of the events that Teresa had as the mayor of Columbus, when she invited me to come and join her, I smiled and I thought, as we traveled down those roads together, not knowing each other before we met in government, we did not know what our college did to empower us. Those are two women coming from women's colleges, just like your alumni that I mentioned before. This thing is real. You're expected to do great things. Women colleges produce leaders who know how to lean in and make it happen. It matters not where they're from, their cultural backgrounds, or our differences. This education, this type of education, empowers and uplifts and produces women who are visionaries in action. They say the first appearance of light in the sky before sunrise is known as the dawn. Dawn refers to the transition from night to day as the sky gets brighter and the morning twilight heralds the beginning of a new day. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. And the Wesleyan women of 2018 are showing the way, going the way, because they know the way. Lean in, Wesleyan women of 2018, and make it happen. Congratulations.